Immersive Reader. Today we're going to explore Immersive Reader, which you can use online and offline. So I'm going to walk you through how to do both of those ways of utilising the Immersive Reader tool. So Immersive Reader will read the text that you put in front of it. So this first way that I'm going to talk you through is using it in a desktop, so offline. So this flow chart just shows you how to very simply access Immersive Reader. So you'd be looking at launching a Microsoft Word program, finding a document in there that you would like it to read, and then you open up Immersive Reader. You can select Read Aloud and it will start reading that text to you. And then you have the choices that you can alter the voice and the speed, and you can custom the experience a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through how to do it on desktop first, and then we'll look at the online version, which has a bit more functionality to it. Okay, so if we're going to find it on our desktop first, we need to go and get the Word application and launch that. So we're into that. Once we're in there, we need to find a document that we already have so that we can use the Immersive Reader tool. So if you open up something, so I've got a newsletter here that I can use. Once you've got that opened, we then need to go to the top toolbar. And if you start typing in Immersive Reader, it will come up on the menu. If you click on that, it will then open up Immersive Reader. And you can see that the screen looks slightly different here. If you look to the left, you can see that Immersive Reader toolbar. So let's have a look at that toolbar in a little bit more detail. So you can start by doing Read Aloud. That will start reading the document. You can also add in additional features such as syllables, text spacing, line focus, page color, and column width. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you that on a document. So I'm going to open up my document. So following the step that I talked about earlier, I'm going up to that top ribbon to the toolbar, and I'm going to start to type in Immersive Reader. And you can see that it's come up in the menu. So I'm going to click onto that. And now over on the left-hand side, I have that Immersive Reader toolbar. So the first thing that you can do is pop your cursor where you want to speak, and let's try reading aloud and see what it sounds like.
Dear parents, I hope you and your child have enjoyed the summer holidays and are looking forward to starting a brand new academic year.
Okay, I'm just going to stop that. So on the right hand side, you can see you have got the play, you can skip forward and backwards. And if you look along to the fourth icon and I click on that, you've got reading speed. So you can make it faster or slower. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to slow this down so that you can see.
The transition between reception.
Okay, so you can speed up and slow down as much as you want to. So I'm going to place that a bit more in the middle. And you can also change the voice. So that was George. Let's try Susan.
And year one can often be a daunting prospect for both children and parents. However, I strive to create a warm, welcoming environment in which the children feel comfortable and safe in their surroundings.
Okay, now if you go back to the Immersive Reader toolbar on the left of the screen, if you look past the Read Aloud button, you can see that you can also change syllables. You can add those in. So I'm going to click on that. So there's a feature. Then if we look at text spacing, so you can make the text a bit more spaced so it's actually a little bit easier to look at. We can also use the line focus. So this comes with 1, 3 or 5 as an option. So that can focus our pupils in. I'll show you the 5 option as well. Okay, and we can do, just take that off, page color. So you can see there are lots of different colors that you can put behind, which may be useful for some individuals. And then the last thing that you can do on this toolbar is column width. So you can make it very narrow, if that is helpful. And we could go nice and wide. There we go. And then I'm going to pop it back to a more moderate. So you can see there's a few different things that you can do to help individuals access the text. So I also said at the beginning that you can use this online as well. And when you use it online, there are more things that you can do, much more functionality. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to show you that. So when you're using Immersive Reader online, you will need to go into your Office 365 account and go on to Word and then launch your document. So once you're in there, you will do exactly those same steps, going up to the top ribbon, finding the toolbar and starting to type Immersive Reader. And again, you can see it comes up in the menu. If you click onto that, your screen will change, and it changes quite a lot. So you can see that we have the play button in the middle at the bottom of the screen. If we click onto that, it will start to play the text. And in the top right of the screen, you can see there are 3 separate icons, and I'm just going to talk you through what each of those do. So in that first one on the A, you can see we can change the font size, we can increase spacing. We can also change the text, the font of the text to make that different, and you can change your colours. So pretty much what you could do in the desktop version. Now, if you go to the middle icon, there are some new things here. There's still got the syllables that you can add those in, but there's also the tool of adding in parts of speech. So you can label and colour code these if you wish to, and you can do all of those, or you could just select the ones specifically that you want to do. So you can have text that would look like this. So you can see where the nouns and the verbs and the adjectives are identified. If you then look at the far right icon, the book icon, you can see again we've got that line focus. We have the addition here online of using a picture dictionary. So you can enable that function so that actually if there are some words in there that you're not sure everybody would be familiar with and you want to really illustrate that, you can actually have the picture dictionary to help you. And then we also have this feature where you can do translate. So you can actually translate into a number of different languages, and you can do it by word or by document. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to transfer over to that online so that I can show you. Here we go. So I'm pulling up the online version. So I've gone into Office 365 and I've pulled up Word and I've got my document again. So I'm going to follow those same steps where I go into this top ribbon where it asks me what I want. You can see that I've used Immersive Reader quite a lot, so I can just click on to Immersive Reader and immediately my screen looks quite different. Now, if you remember, that play button at the bottom is what I need just to start it reading the text. So I'll just show you that.
The Iron Man by Ted Hughes. The Coming of the Iron Man. The Iron Man came to the top of the cliff. How far had he walked? Nobody knows.
Okay, now if we go back up to the top right of the screen where the book icon is and we click onto that, we can go back into the translate function. So here you have a whole range of different languages that you can access and try. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you Chinese first. You can do this by word or you can do whole documents. If you check whole document, you can see that the text is translated, and then if we press play, it will be read aloud to us.
Ted Hughes 的铁人，钢铁侠的到来。钢铁侠来到悬崖顶上，他走了多远？没人知道他从哪里来的，没人知道他是怎么做的，没人知道钢铁侠比方。
Okay, so you get the idea. I'm just going to go back up to that book icon, back to the translate, and I'm going to pick Danish to show you one more. So again, if you want the whole of the document done, make sure you click on that. You can see that the text has changed into Danish, and I shall press play.
Iron Man er Ted Hughes. Iron Man komme. Iron Man kom til toppen af klippen. Hvor langt var han gået? Ingen ved det. Hvor kom han fra? Ingen ved det. Hvordan blev han lavet?
Okay, I'm just going to click onto that translate menu so you can just see there are lots of different languages on there that we can use. So again, increasing access quite a lot. Okay, so what we need to think about then is how can we use this? How can Immersive Reader help us in the classroom? So it obviously increases our accessibility to written texts, and the application is already in lots of programs that we'll already be using. So I've showed you Word on the desktop and I've showed you Word online. You can also use Immersive Reader within OneNote if you're a OneNote user. You can use it with your Outlook to read your emails. There's also the Edge browser, which is supported by Immersive Reader as well. So when you want students to be searching for things, if you use the Edge browser, they can then actually use the Immersive Reader tool as well. So it's really good in increasing the accessibility of a range of learners, and it just enables their potential, which is fantastic. So just to recap then, it is Immersive Reader, there's a desktop version and an Office 365 version. If you use the Office 365 version, there is much more functionality to it, but both have got really good uses within the classroom. And this last slide just reminds us how we found Immersive Reader when we went into desktop. So we just launched Word. We found a Word document that we'd already got written. So I showed you a newsletter. We opened up Immersive Reader by using that top ribbon and starting to type in Immersive Reader. And then we simply just select Read Aloud. And we have those choices then to customize the experience. So we can alter the voice, so speeding it up and slowing it down. And we can change whether it's a male or female speaker. And then we can get into those other syllables and the spacing, etc. Okay.